Hey, yo, what up, sluts? This is Taylor, and I am bringing you a Would You Rather. So, in honor of my 700th video, I'm just doing this video completely naked. So, leave a rating for that. Alright, on to the questions. We're not going to waste any time. No more dumb jokes about that. Let's get it going. If you had to marry, would you rather have a fat and ugly spouse that enjoys frequent sex, or have a gorgeous spouse that was chaste? Alright, so let's think about this. Let's hash this out. So, if I have to get married, I assume that both of these relationships are monogamous, so I can't be going around cheating. So I would have to have sex exclusively with a fat and ugly spouse, or I assume that if she's chaste and she never wants to have sex, then I can, wriggle something in there like, all right, well, I'm a man, I have needs and stuff like that, and then just go out and do my thing with other women as long as I came back at the end of the day and paid the bills and did all the things and hung out with her and whatnot. And, chaste doesn't necessarily mean, well, I'm sure there are a few different interpretations of the word, but I'm sure you can get away with, you can go by, like, high school rules of anything but sex, you know what I mean, including butt sex. So, yeah, I'm going to have to go with the gorgeous spouse that was chaste. And I could take her to public places, and then other women would get really intimidated by how attractive she was, and so then they would be easier to get with later. There we go. 74% agree with me, 26% didn't think it through, so that sucks for you guys if you made the wrong decision. Don't take it too hardly, everybody's retarded once in a while, and this was just one of your retard days. Or maybe it's only like a retard minute and a half, minute span, so don't beat yourself up. Would you rather perform petty thievery for a living or perform grand larceny for a living? Alright, so this is essentially asking if you want to be a small-time criminal or a big head honcho thief. I'm sure it'd be safer to go with a petty thievery, and maybe I could, well, no. God. But then the payoff would be so shitty, I would be taking so many more risks. So, I'd have to rob, like, 100 convenience stores to get the equivalent amount of revenue pumped into my, criminal network as I would just with a few big grand larcenies. And so I'm going to have to go with grand larceny. And also, it's like, if you either go big or go home, I guess if said by Hitler or Stalin, that wouldn't be too appealing of a quote. But, in this context, it's okay. Go big or go home. That'd be really funny if someone took one of those like motivational pictures of historical figures, like, and they just had like Hitler looking off into the sunset, and it said like "Go big or go home," Adolf Hitler. That's hilarious to me. Probably in poor taste, but whatever. Grand larceny it is. 65% said grand larceny. That's odd that I show up in the majority very often. Usually I find that I am just way better than the majority, so good on us, majority. If you decided petty thievery, leave it in the comments. Why? Are you just like afraid of jail time? Or because all it would take is a few times getting caught with petty thievery, and then bada bing, you're in jail for a long time. Whereas if I'm doing grand larceny, I'm gonna have a shit ton of money, and I might get put in some sort of like white collar nice jail with a pet and a TV, and maybe I can like pay extra every month for a butler or something like that. It'd be great. I'm gonna hope I get caught after a few great deals. Go live the rest of my life in jail. It'd be fantastic. I can get a lab in there. We can play games. And I can probably order in certain lady friends, so to speak, conjugal visits. Would you rather run someone over or be run over? This is probably the fastest I've ever answered a question. I would rather run someone over. Let's check. 61% said get run over. 39% of you are liars. Honestly, what the hell? And it even says as a stipulation at the bottom, because there are little explaining points on each of these questions that are usually phenomenally irrelevant. But it says, in both cases, the victim would live but be severely injured. Would I rather be severely injured, or would I rather someone else be severely injured? I don't know. Definitely someone else. That's selfish, but it's realistic. And anybody who says otherwise is probably deluding themselves. And it's the same kind of person who's like, oh yeah, if I was on a sinking ship as a man, I would just let all of the women and children go before me, and I would just stand there and die. I would let a fat 65-year-old ugly skank who has frittered her life away go ahead of like this 30-year-old male mathematician that just graduated from MIT, because that's just the way it should go. Like, no, that you're not being honest with yourself if you think that's the way it's going to go. So, yeah. Next one. Would you rather listen to everything but your favorite musician/artist, or listen to only your favorite musician/artist? I don't really have just a carved in stone favorite artist, and I'm positive that my favorite artist will not be the same in a year or in 2 years. And assuming, for the sake of the question, let's say I could never listen to my favorite artist again, so every time I start to really like an artist, there's like a magic button that happens in reality, and it's like, nope, you can't listen to them anymore, so then I'm like, oh, god damn it. But then I'll just look at bands that are similar to them, and then go through, the standard musical tangents where you listen to some music where they're working with another band, and then they turn out to be a good band they're working with, and you go listen to them, and then you find out all their little, strings out there that they have to other bands and whatnot, and you just kind of find your way around there. So I'm gonna have to go listen to everything but your favorite musician, because even my favorite musician, like I couldn't just sit and listen all day to the same band. Like that's just, after like 2 days of that, I'd be like, yep, made the wrong choice. Like imagine that. Like imagine your favorite song in your head right now. Imagine it, your favorite song, the song that you don't think you could ever get tired of listening to, and then listen to it every time you would usually listen to music. Just play that song over and over. When you get in your car, that song. Just think about that, and it would drive you crazy. The only way it wouldn't drive you crazy is if somehow magically this band stayed around for your entire life and continued to pump out content on the reg. And very few bands tend to do that because they tend to die because they are people. Okay. Wow, this is a 50-50 split. I'm going to have to say that objectively my decision is correct, and my rationale for that is that everything I just said. If you think you would rather listen to the same band forever, most likely you're some moron who's like, oh, you'll never get sick of Justin Bieber and Miley Cyrus and Rihanna. They're going to be my favorites forever. And it's like, Jesus Christ, look to the future a little bit, you goddamn idiot. Next one. It's very rare, though, that we get a 50-50 split here on Would You Rather. That's a grand occasion in celebration of my 700th video. Would you rather say yes to everything or say no to everything? What a dumb question. What a dumb question. I mean, I guess I'm going to have to go with yes, because if I'm at some sort of buffet or some sort of food eatery and they ask if I want anything to drink, I'm going to have to say yes. I can't just say no to everything. I'll starve to death, And I won't have any friends because they'll be like, hey, you want to come hang out, Taylor? And I'll say no. But even then, as soon as I got there and anytime they tried to delve into any kind of conversation, I would just have to be like, yes. 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 And people will be like, God, what the hell is wrong with him? He has some sort of, neuro problem up there, or some sort of brain goof going on. I don't want to hang out with him anymore. He's weird. He doesn't even use more than one word. And so either way, it's pretty much signing away your life. And I guaranteed end up committing suicide within probably like a year after I went on some sort of crazy serial killer binge where I killed everyone who's ever wronged me and their entire families in a bloody orgy of, gross, disgusting, horrific, awful. Can't think of any more adjectives right now. But yeah, it'd be terrible, and the world would be a better place for it. I would actually go around, and I always thought about that. It's like, if something ridiculous happened and I was going to end up committing suicide, I would, go around like freaking Batman and, try to even, go to other countries and just take, pot shots just, like at dictators and stuff just to try and do it. And if I end up dying, it's like, well, it's kind of like suicide by cop anyway. It doesn't matter. That's the way it goes. So I'm going to say yes to everything. 74% said yes, 26% said no. Can't really say one is right and one is wrong on this because they're both so phenomenally retarded. So thank you, question added by Andy. Thank you for giving a stupid-ass question that nobody could conceivably think of a way to have a tangent off of it that is even remarkable or even remotely interesting. God, you suck. You suck, Andy. You should feel bad for this question. Would you rather be a capitalist or a communist? I think I've answered this before. Capitalist, 68%. 32% have no idea what comes of communism. Idealistically it's good, but when you throw in human nature, not going to work. Would you rather lose the ability to feel emotions or be physically paralyzed? That's difficult. No, wait, it's not, because I would rather lose the ability to feel emotions. It doesn't say that you can't fake emotions. All it would make you into is a really manipulative person who didn't have any weaknesses when it came to people, because you wouldn't be attached to anyone on a real deep level, and because right now you're thinking, oh, that's sad that you would never be attached to anyone, but that's an emotion right there. You wouldn't have the capacity to feel sadness, so you wouldn't even be capable of regretting your decision. You'd be like, yes, and you'd be looking at everything logically, and, oh, yes, I can't feel anything, but I can make myself look as though I am, perceiving their emotions and reciprocating them thusly. And, you could really work with that. Whereas with physically paralyzed, I'm sure it's incredibly difficult to be physically paralyzed. People are, they probably look down on you and just don't think as highly of you for no reason. I don't know how physically paralyzed we're talking about here. Is this like, oh, my left pinky hurts real bad when I try and pick things up? Or is it like, oh, complete quadriplegic, having to really, really deal with life on a level that most people can't even believe. So I'm going to go with lose the ability to feel emotion. I'm going to go with the sociopathic option. 73% decided to lose their emotion. Good for you guys. 27% really didn't think this through. So I want you to go home, think about what you did, sit in your corner, don't peel the paint off the wall because that'd be a dick move, and just sit there and think about this answer and why you're wrong. I want a list of 5 things why. Anyway, that's all for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a rating, and I love you.